We will have no presentations this week. Procurement has requested, and we are going to move them to the October 12th meeting because of the whole 90-day kind of grace period for the new commissioner. So our officer. So just a heads up on that. All right. Moving on to the consent agenda, we have 3 first reads that will be sounded, and then move to the next cycle. So we'll jump right into regular agenda ordinances for second read. We have a number of council contributions. So number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, and 13. And those are ordinances 1690, 1691, 1693, 1694, 1698, 1715, 1716, and 1717. All which will be hopefully without objection taken as a block and move through. But any questions or comments on those council distribution papers? All right. I'll make things quick. So jumping on to item number 9, 22-01699. This is my paper inviting council members to support the APS 150th anniversary. Most likely, I will ask to hold this paper on Wednesday as I continue to meet with and have conversations with my colleagues about which ones would like to participate. So just know that one will likely be held until probably just for one more cycle. Any questions on that one? Okay. All right. That takes us to item number 10, 22-01709. Councilmember Dozier's paper regarding some positions in the executive office, finance and planning, and grants and community development. Who is going to be speaking to this? Now, I understand from Ms. Lindo that most of the department folks are going to be out at a conference on Wednesday, but might be able to be available by phone. Is there anyone from? Yep. Go ahead.
Hi, it's Nicole Barnes. I'm Deputy Commissioner. Our Director of Fiscal Operations will be present at that meeting.
Okay. Thank you. What is her name? Sorry.
It's Ola Akose. OLAAKOSE.
Very good. Okay, great. I do have some questions about this. Obviously, it goes back, I think, to 2020. So yeah, just make sure that they have the proper background information for us.
Yep, absolutely. And the purpose of the paper is just to kind of bring everything in-house. I think there's 3 departments being charged. And so it's grant funded positions that are still hitting the general funds of 3 different offices. And so it's bringing everything in-house so we can start charging them to the grants. Okay,
cool. Very good. That's pretty straightforward. Any questions or requests for information on this paper from my colleagues? Okay, thank you. We've talked about 11, 12, and 13. Next up is 14. This is Councilmember Waits's paper, donation to ministries for HIV awareness. I think we're going to need a substitute for this for account strings. Is Councilmember Waits on the call by chance? Okay, I don't see her, but Ms. Lindo, you'll follow up with her by Wednesday to see if we're ready to go with that paper, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Any questions or requests on that one? All right, takes us to resolutions. The first one is 22-R4250. This is Councilmember Norwood's paper regarding essentially going ahead and committing some of her infrastructure bond funds for Chastain Horse Park. So I don't know if Mr. CF, someone from the finance department is on here. But I just want to make sure, I think we had talked about a timeline for we're going to get more direction from the administration end of this month into early next month about committing funds. So I'm assuming this, just want to assure that this wouldn't interfere with that process and that we're okay with if she wants to go ahead and signal that where the first 50,000 of her discretionary will go.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Council member.
Okay.
As I understand the council item, pending notification of the various.
Okay, so yeah, just make sure we have someone just answer that question. Just repeat that answer again on on Wednesday so that we can move forward with this, but, okay. Other questions or requests from my colleagues on this one? All right, item number 16, which is 22R 4251. It's a job order contracting with Johnson Low Skyline Atlanta Job Contractors. Who from the department will be presenting on this one?
I believe Dean will be speaking to this one, sir.
Okay, Mr. Santiel, is that going to be you?
That
Or will it be someone?
Right now, you can put me down.
Okay, okay. All right. Any questions or requests for information on this one? Okay, next item is 22-R 4253. This is the water sewer refunds. I do understand we have a substitute for this to move forward. Any questions or requests from my colleagues on this paper? All right, next item is 22-R 4256. Councilmember Bakhtiari's paper for Rubio and Sons. This is the construction of the Center for Diversion Services. Will someone from DEAM be speaking to this? Mr. Santiel, will that be you or someone?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I understand that we will have an amendment to this to correct, and I believe some numbers that were transposed. And then if someone can just give us an update on the actual construction project itself, that this is funding on Wednesday.
Okay, so you want to know like the scope of the project, or you know where we are right now?
Just kind of where we are right now. I'll be honest with you. I guess I knew that we had allocated funds during the budget process, but I didn't know exactly where we were in terms of the project status. And that, you know, I guess a little surprised, but pleasantly so that we were ready to start moving money for construction.
Sounds good.
Okay. Other questions or requests? Okay. Item number 19, which is 22R 4259. Council members Dozier, Faroki, Bakhtiari, and Bond. This is to the Afghan Adjustment Act. Any questions or requests? I'm assuming that we have 3 of the authors on our committee, that one of them will be able to speak to this. But any questions or requests on this paper? All right, seeing none. 22-R 4333. This is a sole source agreement with Hire Right pre-employment background screening. Questions on this? I believe the paperwork is complete, so this one should be ready to go. But any requests or for information or questions? Yeah, and who will be speaking to this from the administration?
Commissioner Norman will be speaking to the paper.
Okay. Great. Okay, very good. Thank you. Item 21, 22R 4334. It's this in-kind donation from Georgia Power for some fire station construction work or transportation charging systems. Who from the department will be speaking?
You can put us down. You can put me. Oh yeah, Chris Davis will speak to this one, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Requests or questions on this one? All right, we're moving quickly. 22-R 4335. This is the adoption of the DeKalb County Service Delivery Strategy. I believe I have Mr. Young down as speaking to this, but I understand we're also going to be holding this paper. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Councilmember Juan. Doug Young from the Department of City Planning. We are still waiting confirmed feedback from our operating departments on if they've changed their service delivery strategy in DeKalb County, so we can provide an authoritative response back to the county. But we will be prepared for the next round and we'll have everything ready to go.
Okay. There's no time sensitivity on this one, is there? At least nothing immediate.
No, we did initially check in with DeKalb County, and it's our sense that it's a soft deadline request from them, given their how they're working with DCA on this.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Young. All right, so that item will be held on Wednesday. All right, that takes us to dual referreds. The only one I want to call out is item 23, which is 22-R 4247. I don't see Councilmember Dozier on the call, but I think we just got an opinion from the law department that this paper, the actions requested on this paper would not be appropriate without a state law change. So I'm assuming that CDHS might likely either file this, and if they do, we'll take a similar course. But obviously, it lands in their committee first.
This is
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan Williams, Department of City Planning.
Mhm.
We spoke earlier this morning with Councilmember Norwood, and she is comfortable with holding it.
So we're going to hold it.
Yes, for further discussion.
All right. Duly noted. Okay, so it'll be, if it's held in CDHS, then we won't need to take any action. So thank you, Mr. Williams. I appreciate that.
Sure thing.
Okay, and we'll just track the other dual refers to see if any of them advance from their respective committees to us. Okay, it takes us to papers held in committee. I understand that there's one paper to come off, and that's item number 32. And this is an annexation paper. I understand that the companion papers have cleared or will be clearing through the other respective committees. So are there any other papers in held that my colleagues or the administration would like to move forward on Wednesday? Okay. All right. So with that, that's all the legislative items. A quick announcement, and I'll do this again on Wednesday. I will not be at the full council meeting on Monday. Vice Chair Shook will be delivering the report. I mean, I will be there on Wednesday, but just wanted to give everyone a heads up about that. And then per the conversation we had during our last committee meeting, Ms. Lindo and I are working on the work session regarding the commercial property assessment. So looking at the latter part of September, early October, potentially for that meeting. And the chief assessor would be coming over. We had a conversation last week, so working through those details. Anything else from the committee members or the administration to bring forward in this briefing? Okay, seeing none, we'll see each other Wednesday at 1:30. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your Monday afternoon. Bye, everybody.